Hello everybody, I am Abyss, and today I want to talk about something that really piqued my interest recently. So, being a YouTuber, it can be really hard to think of your next topic you're going to talk about. You might feel that pressure, you might have so many ideas, but you might not know if it's going to be a good enough video. And for me, as well, it can be hard to think if I want to use that drawing for this video. And to be fair, the drawing I'm going to be drawing today has no real relevance to the topic that you clicked on this video for, but I just felt like this is a more important topic, and this drawing took me a long time to draw. So, I've always been against AI, and I hope by the end of this video, you will feel the same way. Because there's some interesting topics that I've recently found out about when it comes to AI that if you stick around, you will really start to have a new lens on AI and just how dangerous to this economy it really truly is. So for this video, I did a little bit more research than I usually do for a lot of these videos. A lot of these videos is usually my personal thoughts, and I felt this video needed a bit more facts than personal opinions. While I will have my opinions in here, don't worry, or do worry, I don't care. I felt this video just needed that little extra oomph to just explain why I truly believe what I believe about AI and the dangers it brings about our society, our economy, and just even on an environmental standpoint. So, let me just begin with a fact that kind of hooked me into making this video. According to research that I found, I'll provide a lot of these links down in the little description, but ChatGPT had 3 million weekly users collectively, and the amount of power that used is equivalent to powering 35,000 homes annually. So just think about the amount of power that is using up, that AI is being used, and how much it's consuming. And think about how much that power could be used towards other places, other countries even. But instead we're using it to ask about homework, or asking it about this, or making it make this funny video, or it's gotten to a point where I used to just be against AI when it comes to art, but I think it genuinely does have some health concerns. If we don't fix this, AI might end up being the doom of us all. I don't mean to get really dark here. I just don't think it's a good look, and I don't think that we'll have a good future if we rely so heavily on AI. And look, I think AI has its place in this world, but I think we truly need to fix it before it can get better. According to the founder of AI, the godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hilton, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he said there's about a 1 in 6 chance of AI dooming humanity. Just think about that. 1 in 6. There are people who would gamble on odds smaller than that and be able to win money. And we're gambling our future of humanity on an unstable, uncontrolled thing we don't even know anything about. We're betting our humanity on that. We're betting our future. We're betting the lives of our children's futures on an AI that learns from other AI. I don't know if any of you have ever played Portal, but in that game, there's GLaDOS, and she's the most intelligent AI there. She owns the entire company. And there's this stupid AI, Wheatley. And spoilers ahead. Eventually Wheatley takes over in Portal 2, but he's a dumb AI. And is AI being trained by AI, similar to how that game works from my knowledge. And if you are familiar with that game in any way, shape, or form, you know just how bad the AI became. I don't see our future being much different. Why, for generations, have we been warning ourselves about AI? GLaDOS, AM, and now even Amazing Digital Circus. If any of you don't know what those are, you don't need to. They're all AI characters who are bad and dooming humanity, essentially. I just don't think we should be trusting our future in such an unstable thing. Although I do see some good from AI if they start to use more renewable resources, then there's not as much of a problem, but you still get to the problem of AI using up that much power. It's using on an unhealthy level of power, but I guess that's fine, because if it's needed in society for certain things, maybe that's alright, but I don't see a future where we overly rely on AI and we're happy. It's just becoming conformity and comfort and laziness. If anyone's familiar with the Bible, or even in the slightest familiar with 7 Deadly Sins, not the anime, I don't care about the anime, boo-hoo, cry about it. One of the big sins is sloth, and that's what we keep building innovation towards. It's growing sloth. Why, yes, I do think AI has its merit. It can help you formulate ideas, it can help you pinpoint down what you're trying to talk about. I could have a bunch of scattered ideas and put it into Chat GPT and be like, wow, look, now I have a constructed video essay. I didn't do that, by the way. I literally just have a bunch of sources up here and speaking from my mind, my thoughts, trying to make this more raw and vocal and empathizable or something. I don't know. If you feel empathy right now and want to cry, I'm hopefully doing a good job. Something I learned about just today, or I knew about it before, but I didn't know that it was involving AI. A lot of retail stores are starting to implement AI to adjust prices based on your personal information. What these companies are doing is they'll use your personal data and adjust the price of something like milk or your Funko Pop you're buying, because Funko Pops are so cool. I'm being somewhat sarcastic. Anyways, you're essentially going to be going to these shops and buying what you need, and you won't know the price of it. You're not going to know. And it might end up making you spend less, it might end up making you spend more. But ultimately, they expect to be making a profit margin higher than what they're already making by removing the price tags and leaving these stores with just, oh look, let me grab the milk and hope it costs enough when I scan it. But you could be spending $2 on the milk when a guy who is a compulsive spender is going to spend about $7 because they realize his pricing and purchasing history and how unhealthy it is, and they know he's going to buy the milk anyways. So looking at that really scares me. While people have been doing that with hotels, concert tickets, airports, all this other stuff, when it comes down to your personal goods, if this can actually pass through, we are incredibly cooked. I hate to say it, but I think we're kind of cooked if this passes through. I wish you all luck, and I hope for the best, because right now it's not looking too bright. Right now it's not looking all that great, but if we can fight this, if we can show how AI can be good in moderation, but there's a place and a time for it, and it doesn't belong in our stores, it doesn't belong in our art, it doesn't belong in our music, and it needs to be more resourceful. Stop burning away water. I know water will just evaporate and come back, but that water could be going somewhere else. And it darn well shouldn't be used to prompt chat GPT, I don't care, to make you draw this funny, air quotes by the way, this funny picture of a character doing this thing, or when you could actually be supporting artists, real people with commissions and all this other stuff. There is a place and a time for AI. It's just not in any of these things I've mentioned. I didn't mean to make this video so dark and despairing, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you all liked the Springtrap drawing, and I will see you all later. Bye. Also, stick around, because you can watch me finish Springtrap, and I might present some comments up here, I'm not sure, on my last video or the video before, just to give you guys a little shout out, and thank you all for subscribing, thank you all for liking. Make sure to do that. I don't really force that, I don't really care. I like likes, I like subscribers, because you kind of need that to make a living here. I hope you all do that. That felt really beggery, I'm sorry. But, see you later, bye guys.